Innovative comedy. Are we already started?
We've been started.
Oh, I'm like, should we just keep going in?
We just rolling.
So I'm going to do my intro again, I
Yeah,
guess.
go ahead.
I'm Cool Ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet. And today I'm here with the homies and we want to talk some shit and laugh.
Hey.
Yeah, we've been laughing already. With that being said, make sure you tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at Innovative Culture and subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/Innovative Culture.
Want to talk some shit?
Niggas is talking shit.
Niggas is talking shit.
Who I got in the building with me today?
What's good? It's Tony Grams. Follow me on IG at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS. We here is Innovative Comedy with Innovative Culture. And who else have we got in the building? I'll let you go.
I'll go. I'm in the camera frame already. What's good? It's your boy DJ Punch. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the whole Shabam Boo baby at I am DJ Punch. Make sure you follow the podcast hosted by myself and my boy Cool Ass Cam at the FMAD Podcast. And while you at it, make sure you follow Innovative Culture at innovative.culture.
Yeah.
Boom.
And last
And
one.
our guest.
Because you guys have me at the best times. It's last week it was the start of Women's History Month. Today it's International Women's Day.
Oh, shit.
And they got the whitest looking international woman.
Let's go.
Hey, Intercontinental Women's Champion.
I got the passports.
Where's the belt?
My name is Alix Brown, and I wore the shirt just so you spell it right.
Oh, shit. There we go.
A-L-I-X.
Hey, Alix.
Alix.
Alix. Yeah,
Fancy.
in France, that's how they say
Garlics.
Garlics.
You like one of them Tarjay niggas.
You can find me on Instagram at Alix, like you're yelling my name, but it's AHHHHLIX. And that's it.
Like our real
Happy to
monsters.
be back. Yay!
We were just talking about that in the back. That's funny. Like that's it. Like, we just like literally.
I haven't thought about that in a while.
We were just talking about our favorite cartoons like back in the day.
All right, let's talk about some of them then. Fuck it. Let's start with
That
that.
show used to scare me.
I was saying,
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It scared me a little
What do
bit.
you think was the scariest monster out there?
The one that held his eyes up with his own hands? That used to
he had
fuck
the
me up. And he had the armpit hair.
Crumb.
Yeah,
I
that used to
remember.
fuck me
So
up.
cute. That was.
Yeah, for me, it was like the one that was shaped like an umbrella. It's like, why you just walking around
chick.
with these big ass eyes and lips and shit?
It was a
It's
smart
like,
chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
that's just funny.
I used to like Angry Beavers. That used to be a good one right there.
Angry Beavers.
Yeah, that used to be my shit.
Sounds like a porn series.
The Angry
Sounds
Beaver.
like a podcast.
Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah.
Is there an Angry Beaver podcast?
Oh, shit. Two chicks. Hosted by two chicks.
Exactly.
It sounds like that. I think it
They're
is.
upset.
And they're pissed.
It's the female version of me and
There's
Cool
like a
Ass Cam show, the
something-
FMAD Podcast.
There's like a Beaver podcast. I'm sure. I've heard.
For sure. I grew up in weird places. So I moved here from Africa. You could probably tell. But yeah, I lived in.
You don't look African, like Mean Girls.
My dad worked for the United Nations, so
that's
we
dope.
grew up everywhere. And there we had a cartoon called Simba the White Lion,
Oh, shit.
and it was basically a ripoff of. Disney ripped it off for their Lion
I feel
King,
like
dude.
I saw that on Netflix recently.
And
Like,
it was called Simba the White Lion,
That's
and it
fucked
was
up.
about a lion that becomes orphaned, and it was just like the whole, But that's we had the weird cartoons.
Same like story and everything behind
you
it.
should look that
But it was
up.
just white. Why they make it white?
Because I don't know. I think it was albino.
Disneyland.
Same
Disney
name.
stole everything anyways. To be
Same
honest with you.
name.
We
Same
could pull that
story.
up. We could pull it up.
Where have we heard that before? Jesus Tatum turned the main character white. I'm just saying, Holy Bible. I'm just saying, religion. It's the
took
same.
it there.
It's like they do that all the time. They do
Oh, yeah,
it.
that's terrible.
That's crazy.
Kimba the White Lion. That's some shit.
Kimba. I thought you said
Oh,
Simba.
sorry.
Kimba.
It's Kimba.
It's
I mean,
still,
even-
it's still
even
like
still.
that's some funny shit.
Because in my head I was like, it's like Simba, dude. They just changed one letter.
Yeah, they just
It look bootleg too. I'm not gonna front.
It's like when Miley
He's
Cyrus.
still a lion, you know.
Well,
The
it
characters
came out first.
The characters look like the characters you
He's still
buy
alive.
like at the U.S. border when you get the piggy bank. That's what the characters look like. It look like one of them
Or like the knockoff versions when you're at the county fairs.
at the county fairs or the Mexican grocery stores. You
I was
guys
just
ever
about to
seen-
say them like the toys.
Yeah.
it'd be like a fake Captain America, but he just like
El Capitan.
but he looked like a Power Ranger. Like he got a whole face helmet on. Like I can't see.
You remember when Power Rangers was popular? They used to have like 20 different versions of it. Not to say like they had like the different versions of Power Rangers itself, but they could try to come out with like the other ones like Volt. What was the other one that started with
Because it
V or
was
some
Strike
shit?
Force. They had like Future Force.
Well, remember Voltron?
Voltron, that's what
that was out in the 70s or like early 80s,
Early
right?
80s, because me and my cousin used to watch Voltron.
And
I had the Voltron toy, everything.
they say like a lot of that shit was a rip off of them, but I feel like most of that came from, Japanese artists and, just stories I was being told over there, and then it just kind of got Americanized over here.
Shit like
so where
Gundam.
everybody tried to just use the same formula. We're going to get 5 people or whatever, have the colors. Everybody going to have a different type of power or whatever the fuck they do.
It was like, wait, do you remember Captain Planet?
Yep.
I don't
we
know.
just had this conversation.
No way,
in
that
the
was
back.
just that was so good.
When you walked in, that's what we were talking about.
And
today.
Heart.
And Watcher. Whoopi Goldberg doing the voice.
That was Whoopi Goldberg?
She was Mother Nature.
So
shit.
good.
Yeah.
See, we learned
The power
You
is
learned
yours. Earth. But
Water.
they like we were just talking about like those were the cartoons that would come on like early in the morning before school. It was like because they were getting you ready just to learn.
I used to have Beast Wars. That
I used to have Camp Candy. You remember Camp
was
Candy?
that? No.
Beast Wars
It was
like
Transformers.
Beast
but
Wars will
animals.
come on. They're making a movie.
Really?
That's the new Transformers
on
that's coming out.
Netflix? Oh.
The new Transformer. You haven't seen the preview
No.
for it? That's the new one that's coming out. Is
It
Beast
was
Wars.
like It was like computer animated before computer animated was really cracking.
Instead of Optimus
The original
Prime, he was
CGI.
Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
But it was Transformers.
That
It
shit was
wasn't a
dope as fuck.
knockoff.
He was
It
a gorilla.
just-
Yo.
they just landed in a different
No.
at a different
Okay,
time.
I have to go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, the Autobots. They instead of becoming the Autobots, they became the like I forgot what
The
they were called.
Maximals.
The Maximals or something. And then the Decepticons were. I think they might have
The Predacons.
the Predacons.
Damn,
Exactly.
Cam.
Yeah. Look at Cam just like, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
He's like, have you seen my tattoo?
I've been down since the jump. Like,
Wait, the Maxim?
yeah, they were like it was. I used to be late for school because it wouldn't come on until like 7:38. So I'd be like, school the bell ring like 8:15. I'd be like, I gotta finish this episode. This is like a new one, and it was a good show. That Camp Candy would come on, which was John Candy's cartoon, where he was a camp counselor,
Yeah.
and it was a cartoon where it was called Camp Candy.
Yeah, I remember Life with Louie.
Yeah,
Yes.
Life. I used to like the theme
Louis
song.
Anderson.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Nah, he died. Louis Anderson
What?
did.
Did
he? Yeah.
Ooh.
He did.
Here
He
we
gone.
go. Well, we have to prove it now.
Shit, he gone. What you
He
talking about?
gone.
He probably is.
I'm telling you what.
I think that was the last picture I took at the Comedy Store. Is like in front of his picture.
Yeah.
Last time I was like one of the few last times I was there.
Let's see. Louis Anderson. Yeah, he gone. Look.
Oh,
January 21st last year.
Rest in peace.
Beginning of last year. That's crazy.
soon,
R.I.P.
right,
Louis Anderson.
right now I'm doing lettuce. Soon I'll be on fries, and that's when the big bucks start
Coming to
rolling.
America.
That part used to make me laugh so hard as a kid. That's why I always liked him as like an adult. When I realized he was a comic, because as a kid I just remembered him as the white guy that they had to work with in the kitchen and Coming to America.
And he was the
Cool
the
Runner.
Family Feud host
Yeah.
before Steve
No, that was
Harvey,
John
right?
Candy.
Oh, I thought we were
That was
talking
he.
about
What?
Candy.
Wasn't he the Family Feud host before
Yeah.
Steve Harvey?
Oh, yeah.
They went to. It was after. It was the Elaine's boss from Seinfeld, Peterman. The one that like I don't know if y'all. If
I remember that.
The one,
Yeah, the one that's like
who'd always the
he talks
adventurer,
like
yeah,
this.
so
He's
like,
almost
and
like
he
the
had
Old Spice
ridiculous-
guy.
Yeah.
He's like a real version of the Old Spice man or something. But he was the host.
It's really good.
Yeah, like
It's
honestly,
really good.
that's like what he reminds me of. Like he's like adventure-y.
Do you remember the Beetlejuice cartoon?
Yeah.
That was weird,
Beetlejuice.
right? That was
Beetlejuice
like,
is
and it had
Channel
a certain
13.
style. It had a look
Yeah.
to it.
It was
That's
different.
literally what we
But that
were
was like the
talking
Tim
about
Burton
dark
look.
Yeah,
cartoons.
it was nuts.
And that's what he was saying, like Rugrats. It's like that aesthetic of like even if the lo-fi videos when you listen to the music, it looks like that.
Have you
same
guys watched?
animation.
Have you guys went back and watched those shows now and kind of see a difference? Like there's jokes in Rugrats that we didn't get as
It's-
kids,
'cause
but
they're for the
now,
parents.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's for the parents. But now you watch it, and you're like, oh shit, they was talking about some shit.
Yeah, they was hitting.
It was hitting. Yeah.
Uh,
Everybody knew. Everybody knew the twins' mama was a stud, though, right?
Everybody knew that.
Everybody knew she was a
Everyone with
stud.
us.
All right, cool. Just making sure. I was the
Yeah.
only one.
And
I was able to identify
You
that.
saw
when I
you was
a
able to
kid.
see the relationship.
It was the
between
button up.
The mom and the dad, yeah.
It was the button
it
up.
was the button up. She always had like a button up on.
Nah, she had on the sweatshirt. Like a sweatshirt. Like she had on workout gear.
Yeah.
She had on sweats and some fucking
Okay,
tennis
okay,
shoes.
But was
yeah.
fat.
But she filled them well. Yeah.
But was
she
fat. That
like,
made no
yeah.
sense.
And then the dad was Howard, right?
Hey, he was soft.
Soft as butterscotch.
Soft as fuck.
Soft as butterscotch.
She wore the pants in that relationship.
Literally.
Man, that's fucked up.
It had the creepiest theme
When
song.
you think she left him? Oh yeah.
Like your killer plays at just staring at you
yeah,
before he
exactly.
slaughters you. He's just like, he just plays it on the old Castle
Killer clown.
Casio.
It's a killer clown.
What do
Literally.
y'all think about y'all Ren and Stimpy?
Oh, that show was
I used to
nasty.
Yeah,
I used
You
to
talking about
love
some
I
nasty
loved
shit.
That was
I
yeah.
used to
go
love Ren and
down.
Stimpy. That shit was hilarious.
They had
The
They were like the real
Powdered
itchy and
toast.
Powder Toast
scratchy.
Man.
They were like the real
And he
itchy and
farted
scratchy
on-
from The Simpsons.
They were like Adult Swim before there was Adult
Yeah.
Swim. You know
Happy,
what I mean?
happy,
Like you
joy,
had to-
joy.
You couldn't just watch that shit as a kid because they were showing cartoon butt cheeks and shit. Like,
Yeah.
But it was two
Happy,
dogs,
happy,
right?
joy,
it was
joy.
It was like a
happy,
Chihuahua
happy,
and a
happy, happy,
And a
joy,
cat.
joy,
and a
happy,
oh, a
happy.
cat.
Stimpy was a cat.
for real? I
A
ain't know none of
fat
that
cat.
shit.
I forgot.
And Ren was a Chihuahua.
Yeah, a Chihuahua.
It'd be like they were listening to the
Which
song
makes
on
sense
repeat,
with the voice.
and they were listening to the song on repeat.
Oh, I never paid attention to the
I'm
fucking
sorry.
accent.
I'm so sorry. Not
I
to
never
say,
paid attention
I'm
to the
sorry. I didn't
accent.
mean to say it. But you
That's
see
real
the light bulb
shit.
that went off when I said that? And you were
Yeah.
like, I see it.
Oh my god, that fucked
Did
me
you
up.
see his face?
Man, that's like if I wouldn't have known that Speedy Gonzalez was Mexican and you
And
tied
you
that
were
together
like,
for me, I'd have been
yeah.
like, oh shit, that
What-
fucked me up.
What is Woody Woodpecker? What race would he be?
White, white,
Yeah.
whites only, white only pie.
Jim Crow.
That's legitimately one of the logos for the white, like the dudes that go when you go to prison.
Really?
If you run with the whites, yeah, you
They
can get
the
a
Woody
woodpecker. Yeah,
tattoo.
Woody Woodpecker tattoo. Yep.
That's crazy.
Catch a bald motherfucker with a Woody Woodpecker tattoo, you might want to leave him alone.
He a little dangerous. You
He a
wouldn't
little
know.
dangerous, yeah, man.
I wouldn't even talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all never seen American History X.
You
Shit
ever-
get bad.
What's that movie? Shot Caller. Like, that's a good ass movie.
American
Did they
History
have
X taught me
woodpecker
about
tattoos as
curbing,
well?
I didn't
right?
know that.
Where you like
Probably.
curb, bite the
Yeah.
curb.
That's the first time I ever seen some shit like
I've never
that.
seen that. And then they're like,
I tell you what, Bobby Boucher's girlfriend was getting dogged at the beginning of that
Oh
movie.
yeah. The craft.
The craft.
She was getting the craft. The shaft. That's so.
Oh shit.
Happy Women's Day.
Yeah. How do you feel being a woman?
it's terrifying.
How do you feel being a woman?
You just told us a story about how you got held
This
captive.
is crazy. Yeah. it's
Yeah, how did that? Yeah,
I have a
please
whole
the
bit.
detail.
I have a set about it in stand up, and it never goes well because
People end up
They
feeling
don't know
sorry
if
for
they're supposed to
you.
laugh.
traumatized.
They don't know if they should laugh. or
Women
not.
afterwards, especially older women, will come up to me and they'll go, "Was that true? What you just told?" And I go,
Oh,
"Yeah."
wow.
And they go, "Can we give you a hug?"
Damn.
But it happened after a show at the Ice House, not related to the Ice House. I got really high and fucked up afterwards. And my friend offered to drive me home, and he had to stop at the gas station, the Shell on Figueroa and like 93rd.
Oh.
That one right there.
Big and
You know which one I'm talking? It's like the one right there. And
my God.
I was super fucked up. So he kept the car running. I was in the front seat, and he was out of the car for 2 minutes. And I had my eyes closed, resting against the window because I, again, was fucked. And I didn't think anything of it when the car started to drive away. But it was going really fast, and I was like, I know we've both been drinking. Like,
But this
why
is
is this?
true.
I thought, why is my friend going really fast? This is not. I was not okay. So I opened my eyes, and it was not my friend driving the car. It was, and I thought that sobered me up, like really. Nothing sobers you up quicker than like a, who is this person? Moment.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
what happened? What did you say?
So
Like,
he was just, when he saw that I was looking at him, he was like, "Give me all your money," and I, not to joke, but I wanted to be like, "The joke's on you, bro. I have no money. I am a comedian. Like, we didn't, no money." Yeah, so I did say I don't have any money. I don't have any cash, but my friend is really rich. He has all the money. I said that, and I go, because I said I'm just trying to get him back there. I go, so if you take me back to the gas station, we'll take out money for you. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
you go to
I'm
gas
like,
station, we'll both rob
yeah,
them.
yeah.
That's fucked up.
No, I was gonna have anything to get us back
Yeah.
there, like, and then just have my friend take
she
out.
didn't want to
whatever,
leave and be stuck
like
in the middle. of nowhere.
$300 or something.
93rd and
'cause-
Fig, you was kind of in the
Yeah.
Hot spots.
And then I said, okay, I'm really fucked up right now. I'm not gonna remember anything. Can you just let me out? And almost immediately, dude was like, no. My gut instinct or something, I just heard screaming inside, like, get the fuck out, get out. Because I figured I'd rather die by my own hand trying to escape than end up in some dude's basement or some shit. Or like, if once his friends get there, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, this is much better. So I opened the door because, again, I'm fucked up. And I surf. My only thought was... goofy or regular, like which food? No, I'm not even kidding. I was like, which foot do I lead with? Because I was wearing a skirt, open-toed heels, because I just performed. You know what I mean? And so I and then I think I picked my left foot, and immediately, obviously, once I jumped, like I started to roll and ended up like a drunk starfish in the middle. But I like whipped my head up because I was like, if homeboy comes back, I gotta start running, because I'm not jumping from a car only to get taken. Like we were running into someone's backyard and but thankfully he didn't. He kept going, and but I'd lost a shoe. I was bleeding and stuff. So I.
They ever catch him?
I'll tell you later. But I grabbed on my shit. I flagged a car. It was really late, and it was a car full.
Don't tell me you were still on Fig trying to flag down
the car.
What you had on too?
In the 90s.
You know about Fig?
Yeah.
Do you know about Fig?
By this point, he's probably was he going north?
Fig is where all the prostitutes are.
Was he going north or south when he took off?
He went back up, uphill, kind of.
Oh,
so
imagine a dude pulling up thinking he was about to have a date, and then you're like, help me, please. He's like, fuck.
And I'm like, I'm bleeding. And he's like, no, I like that. That's what I want.
That's what I've been looking for tonight. Extra.
Worse, it was a car full of women, and they'd just come from the club, and I think they were rolling or something, but I was like, please. And I explained to them what happened, and they were just looking at me like, no. And I said, you have to fucking help me. And they're like, you look all fucked up. And I was like,
that's like the prostitute strip. That's
They thinking you just that's crazy.
Makes sense now, huh?
I didn't
That's
know.
how movies go.
But thankfully they let me in the back and they drove me towards because if you're a woman, and I'm telling the truth, you gotta help, or not even
Well,
a
I don't
woman.
know.
But
Sometimes they don't care about these hoes on Fig.
Yeah. And I think
especially the ones on Fig. That's where.
But I think because I had my makeup. I don't know. I don't look.
They be having their makeup done too.
Literally,
they probably look better than me. To be honest, I don't know how to do my makeup.
It's different spots on Fig where certain girls look more professional than the other ones. So they probably were like she fell out the car.
This makes a lot more sense because I was like, why are they? At the time, I was like, this is just help me.
And
out.
that's very normal over there.
Yeah.
That's like protocol. Like just
Leave that bitch alone. Next thing you know, your pimp looking for them.
Yeah, don't look for her. Don't look at her. Just wait till the light to turn yellow and we out.
Yeah. So we finally found my friend who was trying to chase after the car, and he was like, hey, and he's like, oh my God, thank God you found her. And they're like, your friend is bleeding all over our backseat. They were pissed. And he went, are you kidding me? Do you know what you just went through? And they're like, just get her out. That was it. And then we waited for the police. We called the cops, waited for them for almost an hour.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
And then when they showed up, they were like, well, what did you expect? There's a kidnapping ring in this area. And they made us take an Uber home.
Expect? I don't live over here.
Yeah.
I've just got that memo of kidnapping rings.
But they got the car back eventually. They'd stripped the whole thing down. But
I teach y'all to get gas all over before you get to 93rd and Figueroa.
Was it semen all over the car?
I don't.
It was a soup kitchen.
But they said, the detective said, they looked through the footage at the Shell station and they saw the dude had been waiting there for for a while.
Car.
No, in the bushes or in the side for this opportunity. He's waiting for this opportunity. And then because I said, do you think they saw me? And they're like, he definitely saw you.
He was like, ooh.
That was bonus.
He was
like the
blonde.
car and I can
he was like, look at her. He was like He's like, he put on his little napkin. He put the napkin in.
Yeah.
Like, that's creepy
So
as fuck.
my like stand-up set, it's like joke about how I'm like, before I jump from the car, I hesitate because the guy was kind of cute and dating in LA is tough. You know, like, hey, what's your sign, man?
So, I mean,
You
what's
got
that mean?
Capricorn?
So why
Y'all
did you
got
pick me? Like, so why did you pick me?
I'm like, you got Disney Plus? Oh yeah, I'm definitely staying.
He's like, oh my God, he has Disney
Because I
Plus,
can't afford that.
Paramount, and Apple TV. Oh, it's
Yeah, I might be kicking it for a little bit. Imagine he took you.
You
He
got all the
He
subscriptions.
took you all the way to the house, kidnapped you and everything, and you go. All he left you was in the room with the TV, and you go and he's like, oh, he got all the logins.
I'm watching Eastbound and Down.
Like,
all
I had to spend the pandemic by myself.
sitting-
I'm lonely. You know what I mean? I don't mind some company.
He walks in the room. He's like, "Hey, they paid your ransom," and you're like, "No, I'm good."
No, I'm.
Like,
You're like,
what
you got
are we
any-
eating for dinner? Like,
You got any more of those drugs you drugged me up with? Like,
I'm pretty
like,
tolerant.
What's up with that? It was a nice, cool high. Like, I like to ride.
they told me to
Like,
get that piece of leaf. That, you know.
oh shit! I thought I've been getting my bad, bro. I cut this one, and yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Here, you
Appreciate
could
it.
work with it with the scissors.
I didn't know.
My
Okay,
bad.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's
now.
like that's
The whole
very
fig
kinda
aspect. That's a whole
normal.
nother
It's like, and
aspect.
I'm
You see that?
bleeding. I'm missing a shoe, dude.
You look like your pimp.
They look
beat
like
you
your.
up.
They probably thinking your pimp beat you up, and you trying to get away from
And that's
them.
why they wouldn't pick you
And
up.
they wouldn't. Yeah.
Or you
Or
had
John-
an unsatisfied customer.
Yeah, John beat you up, or you robbed him, or
Yeah.
it's that's very normal because I lived in the 50s on Fig. I lived on, but I had,
50s?
but I had.
You look really good, man.
It was a hard
Street with a
time.
number in
Can
it.
you
It
share
was a
your
hard
skincare
time.
routine?
Like, cucumber oil. Like, what the fuck is that?
What?
That sounds
They
really
got
good.
oil? Like,
Squeeze the oil out the cucumber.
mine
seed.
does. Like, he was like, cucumbers got oil? Mine
Cold press,
does. Like,
cold press.
cold press, unrefined. That's so stupid. No, but I had homies that lived on 92nd and 92nd and Fig, in between Fig and Hoover on 92nd. Homies that lived on Colden, which
Yeah.
is like probably what, like 98th, I think. Colden is probably like 97th or 98th.
I don't know. You stayed over
Yeah,
there.
no, I didn't know. I didn't stay over there.
Looking for confirmation.
I didn't stay over there.
You
I
were not
just-
one of the
I had
homies who lived over there,
I had
then.
homies that lived over there. I
don't know
never
nothing about
stayed.
over there.
I had homies that stayed on like Fig and like 104th, and
Well, you was a pimp at some point.
it was
You was an accidental pimp.
yeah, it was. I was just chosen to protect. I was like, hey,
You was asked.
I was like, hey, I wasn't the
Called
hero
upon.
they wanted. I was the hero they needed. Like, I was fucking Nightman. You ever
So somebody
Nightman?
had to step up and do the job.
And I put in the man hours. No.
That makes so much sense. Now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go home and like.
It's like it's crazy when you get clarity of something.
Because I was
that's
like, why
been in-
aren't these bitches helping
I'm a
me?
woman.
I was
Like,
honestly-
women.
I'm a woman.
I was
You're a
honestly,
woman.
I was like,
I'm
if anyone
injured.
told me that
Like,
they just had to
that
go
makes
through
so
that.
But
much
look, think
shit,
it could have
like-
been that, or they could have tried to recruit you and be like, "Oh, come on, we
Come to
got,
our ring.
We got somewhere you could go."
my
We got a ring ran by
my
women
God.
because they got those over there. They got women.
If you ever walk into a room with a group of bitches and they go, "We got another one, daddy," walk out.
just take off.
Just take off running.
But they have
I'm gonna
women
make
like
notes
rings
about
where the
this.
women are like the ones recruiting and
That's
and
crazy.
I know of some personally and they got time. Yeah, like I knew it was.
Well, yeah, they get trafficking because over there by in Bellflower, where I used to live, there used to be a Motel 6, and I think maybe I want to say like
They
5-6
keep
years
the light
ago.
on.
For the hoes they did around 5 or 6 they around like what was it 2015-16 they ended up shutting the whole like motel down because they was running a whole like trafficking scheme.
Wow.
They
out of it.
opened it back up though.
They did.
Yeah, it's open
I'm
right
glad
now.
to know it's back open.
Look at Cam. Why you? He like it's been back open. Like the continental breakfast.
Nah,
is
but they
amazing.
had some fucked up shit going on over there, man. They be getting like kids and shit.
Oh wow! So they was trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
That's their.
Wait, it's all trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why I gotta be trafficking?
Yo, women matter too, dude.
Yeah, they were flesh peddlers. They're flesh peddlers.
Why you gotta make it
That's
sound
what they
so
call.
sexy?
That's what they. Don't, I like my flesh peddled sometimes. No, especially when I'm.
Wait a
rolling.
minute. Wait a minute.
Time out. I was saying it as a character. As a look, she's like, like, hey, when you pedal the flesh.
We're gonna have to talk after the show.
He's like, I have paddles in the car. Like, do you pedal flesh with paddles? Or rose petals?
What part of the
Pedal?
flesh is being pedaled though? That's
Like right here. This whole part. Just
You
the
got,
ribs.
you got issues.
the
That
riblets.
means-
The riblets are being
No,
paddled.
that hurts.
so
dude.
paddles. I thought you said pedaled.
Pedal too.
It
You
has to
pedaled
be a
and
fleshy
paddled.
fat.
It has to be a fleshy
Yeah,
area.
so it doesn't
like a
break
love handle
bones.
maybe.
Yeah.
A little love handle,
an
maybe.
ass, usually.
A little thigh meat.
Little
Like a little
thigh.
right before the ass cheek. Like that little meaty,
Yes.
little right here, like where they do that.
That part that you'd get hit when your parents would miss.
Well, yeah,
when you move. with the
when
belt.
you jump, when you jump.
That part that
because
they would hit
you
on
elevate,
accident. Yeah,
so you
like,
expose
son of a
that
bitch.
little lower cheek area where, and you like fuck, like that shit. I could have just took it on the.
We always got the floppy flip
Shouldn't have
flop.
jumped.
How did everybody get their ass whoopings? Was it with the hand? Was it with a belt?
Floppy
I
flip
got
flop.
everything.
Flip-flop?
Yeah.
I got a flat from Payless. I got a extension cord.
Extension cord. I've had that.
I got a switch.
hanger?
A flat from
I got a
Payless.
hanger.
I've had I've had a little.
But not the hangers weren't
It was
like
mostly
like-
belts, but
Mine was mostly
I've
belts.
gotten hands, like
Extension cord is
when
when
I
you
got
really
a little older,
fucked
I
up.
just started getting punched in the chest.
That was my last ass whooping because I hung up on the teacher. I remember my last.
Were y'all bigger than your parents that was doing
and
it?
that's why my mom was like, "I'm
But
like,
your
letting
mom,
off."
you can't hit your mom.
Yeah,
back.
you like
I was bigger than my pops when I was probably 13.
same. Like,
So
You were always
there was
big?
no so there was
Yeah.
no like taller, bigger,
Like
everything.
tall, yeah.
So there was never like any. He would try to prove himself if anything.
yeah, don't
But,
buck up to me, boy.
But other than that, it
Because
was
he
like
already
nah, bro,
kind of
you ain't
looking.
finna-
Because you got to
ain't
think in the
finna do
back
that
of his
shit.
mind, he like, is this nigga gonna swing back? Like that's kind of like I think in the back of every because that's normal now.
man, my
I
son
remember
is
one
like-
time, man, my pops tried to grab me, right? Like he reached out to grab me, and I did like a little juke move,
nigga
and I
think
got
he
away
Bruce
from
Leroy.
it. And when I got away
When
from
he got a hold
it,
of
he
you,
was
he
like,
whipped your ass.
"Oh yeah, you can't run forever." It was one of them. It was like, "Oh, but you couldn't catch me." So it's like you live,
Now I owe
you live
you.
to fight another day.
Now I owe you. He owes you though. Like
Did he
you
ever
gonna
catch
pay
up
for
with
this.
your ass?
Nah.
He still chased me to this day.
He's still trying to catch you.
to
Still.
this day.
Because after that
Imagine
point,
he just
it's
walked
like,
in and
Cam sitting at the barbecue at the family barbecues. Pops come out of nowhere, just whoop his ass. Like what the
He
fuck?
just come out of somewhere with a drop kick like X-Pac.
I told you.
Then you
Your
gonna
ass.
forget what you was mad about. You know,
That's hilarious. He like it ain't that important.
I'm gonna just let the day go by, and
Okay.
by tomorrow you're gonna be asking me to do some shit for you.
Fuck, man. When was the last time you got your ass whooped? You got like a whooping from your parents,
I was 16.
or an attempt?
I was 16.
It's been a long time.
Been a long
I
time.
probably should have done it much more often because I would have been a better kid.
I was about 16. I hung up on the art teacher, Mr. Berger. I still remember it because he was like, I'm calling your. I was leaving class. He was like, Antoine, I'm calling your teacher. I'm calling your parents. It was Friday after like second period. He's like, I'm calling it tonight. And I was like, so? I was like trying to be like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I just went all day like, I hope he don't call while I'm at school.
Yeah.
And then I got home. He didn't call Friday. He didn't call Saturday. So I'm like, I'm in the clear. Nigga, it's Sunday night. The Simpsons about to come on. Nigga, it's like 7:30 Sunday night.
Did you
and the
stay
phone-
home the whole week?
No, I wasn't even tripping no more. I wasn't even tripping on like I was at the most I would go to the mall or the
Tony sitting
movies.
by the phone.
So I wasn't even tripping. My mom
been going all
my
day.
mom was in the kitchen. I come downstairs and I'm just like, yeah, and the phone rings and I just pick it up like normal but even if it was somebody, I'd always answer the phone. So I pick it up and he's like, hi, and I hear his voice and I'm like, nigga, this is Mr. Berger. And I'm just like, he's like, Antoine? And I was like, yeah, what's good? I start playing it off like it's one of my homies. And I see my mom, like parents know when you
Putting it
lying.
together, yeah.
But I see
They
my
can
mom's face
smell
like,
it.
she like looks like, she was kind of like, and I was like, no, I'm just about to watch TV. I was like, hey, I'm going to call you back. I'm going to just go upstairs and call you because I had a phone in my room. I'm like, I was probably just turned 16. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to go upstairs. Like, I'll hit you right back. And I just hang up. And I just remember going up the stairs and I'm trying to take my phone off the hook so if he calls back, it doesn't ring. But the way my phone was, the way the downstairs, it made that cricket, that if when you pick up any other phone in the house. So I'm trying to be smart. I unplug my phone from the wall, take it off the hook, plug it back into the wall, plug it back in, and I hear tick. Still, I was like, fuck. And I hear my mom, hang the phone up. I hear her downstairs because she's already, I'm up in my room, but she's already trying to start 6ix9ine back. Who called?
Oh,
because
your
she
mama
knows
was
she
there
knew
like that.
because she was on it because she knew I was like the way I was like yeah because I didn't talk to my homies like that. I was trying to play it off on some like cool shit, and so they're trying to call. He's trying to call back. She's trying to start. So it's busy, and about 10 minutes later, phone rings. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, she came up, she was like, you acting a fool, you hanging up on teachers. So I got a couple like hits with the belt and then a couple lefts and rights to the chest, shoulders, and I was just like, and she was like, what, you better not be trying to fight back. I'm like,
The second you put your hands up,
I'm like, I'm
back.
not even, but it's just at that point, I was already like 16, so I was about probably
Some niggas said
6'2".
I'm just supposed to sit here and be a
Yeah,
ragdoll.
just get ragdolled by a 5'11" lady,
Yeah.
a 5'10", because my mom is tall, but I was taller than her at that point.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 6'1", maybe now I'm 6'5",
Yeah.
but I was like 6'1", maybe 6'2". So she like, what? I'm like, I'm not even saying
Yeah.
shit because I feel
What the fuck did I do
What the fuck
wrong?
did I exactly? Cam is like the soundboard. That nigga know all this stuff, but that was I remember that was the last ass whooping I got, and I remember going to school, and Mr. Parker's like, let's look at me. I was like fuck you, like it just kind of, I acted normal in his class and drew all my shoes. You know how you have to do the art, the
Shit,
shoes
we ain't
Yeah.
never gonna be cool. Nigga,
Ever,
you call
nigga.
my house, nigga.
on a Sunday night, nigga. That I ain't never had a teacher call on a Sunday night. On
I
a
mean,
weekend,
that was intentional.
he
too.
did that on purpose. He waited.
You know
like-
what though? He wasn't trying to fuck your weekend up because he could have called on a Friday and fucked your whole weekend up.
He was still like he didn't have nothing to do. I feel.
Nah, he wanted it to be fresh, so when you come in Monday
He
morning,
look at you and you be like,
I got
man.
whelps and shit on me or something. Like I got a black eye. Like this is what happens when you spill paint in the garage. Like fucking
Damn.
fucking Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Fucking like that shit was crazy. That was the last kind of shit. But I mean, I don't think people get ass whoopings like that anymore. There's hotlines for that.
I remember the last time I got hit, it was my
that's a
mom.
hotline for everything.
My mom had popped me in the mouth.
You got
I
to rap. You
used
got
to
to
get
rap
good-
in
I
the
used to
mouth.
get popped in the mouth.
You
by
got to
your
rap
mama.
in the mouth.
One of them.
Got to say it like Sean Connery. Every time a lady needs a rap in the mouth.
Rap in the mouth.
They're like, what the fuck?
And then double down on when
And
she let him
back.
Yeah.
He came back. He came back and was like, "Yeah, they need it. Sometimes they just won't let it go.
Oh shit.
They keep going." Like what? Nigga? And this nigga was considered the sexiest man in the world.
Hey.
And he was like, "I'll slap you in your shit if my
slap a
pot
bitch.
pie isn't ready."
My pot pie. What like specific? What kind of pot pie? Like
Turkey.
A turkey pot pie.
Oh, that's fancy shit. It couldn't even be chicken.
You got to see Sean Connery even sitting at a TV tray with a pot pie on it. Like, damn, what's been happening in
With
your
a
life, bro?
sitting up in a lazy boy.
In a leather, no, not even lazy. It's just a regular, like, with the buttons, the big gold buttons along the lining. And he's sitting there on like a burgundy carpet. Somewhat
How
like
old
the
is
one
he
we
now?
had.
Or is he dead?
No, he just stopped doing movies. He just retired from Hollywood and was like, fuck it.
But he's not dead?
Nah.
Yeah, I think
He's the Highlander, nigga.
What that mean?
That was one of the biggest
Oh.
movies he ever did, Highlander.
How old do you think you gonna make it to?
If I keep doing these shots, probably like 40 to 45. No, fuck.
Yeah.
does he fit?
that shit super kicked
yeah,
in.
we about 30 minutes.
It just kicked in about 5 minutes ago where I'm feeling like hot. I was just thinking like, should I
Do
put
you
my
need
shades
water?
on?
Coming in
I do
hot.
got some right there.
Okay,
I'm probably,
good. You
yeah.
should have some.
Because it's like, I'm
No,
feeling
I just
it.
want to. I'm that homemade.
We all need
You
that
have to
homie, yeah.
She's gonna give you orange juice later.
Man, that's how I ended my
But-
birthday.
yeah.
Because I took I went hard on my birthday. I had about 18 drinks and woke up with no hangover, but I ended it with a big ass like glass of orange juice and Ciroc. And it just was like, just to set
I
it
thought
back
you was
off.
just go drink orange juice.
No, it was, I put the
Ciroc.
Ciroc in it too. And I was like, okay, now we up to like 6 in, and I woke back up at like 9:30.
Nigga, you didn't sleep. That's why you didn't have no hangover.
Yeah. What the next day feel like?
When I woke up at 9, I was kind of sweaty.
No. The next day.
No,
That's
that's what I'm
like
saying.
the real next
No,
day.
I'm just
Like,
saying
not
when I
that
woke
next
up at
day.
9
That's
that
the same
morning,
day.
I thought I felt cool, and then I started sweating, and I kind of was a little jittery. The
day after you slept for 10 hours.
So I walked to the store, got a big ass water, like something
It was
like
2
some
days
snacks,
later.
smoked, went right back to sleep, woke up at 2 p.m. and I was good. Like I was fine.
Yeah.
Like, went to work that night and everything. Like, and everybody was telling me the stories, like, and you were, and it was I was like, you said, like, I'm not one of them blackout people. Like, so I know when somebody putting extras on shit, like, even when I shut down, I can hear everything and I remember.
I blacked out just once, and like that from taking, I think took like 17 shots throughout the night, and that was not a good night. So I make sure not to do that, but it's just
I think I blacked out twice.
What's the strongest alcohol that caused you to black out?
Well, see, I get the Asian flush because I'm half Filipino.
what?
The Asian glow, so I get like I'm allergic to alcohol, So when I drink it, I get
turn-
hives.
Oh.
I get hives, and
I've had
eventually,
friends, okay, yeah.
eventually, if I drink enough, it's itchy, and then it's hard to breathe. So it's like
So
a
you gotta
real
take a
thing.
Benadryl with your,
Which is fucked because
And is that with every type of alcohol though?
it's with
Like,
so like red wine makes it really worse because of the tannins in it. It's lighter alcohol is better, and the darker alcohol makes it worse. But there are pills you can take to stop turning red, which I do. But then you're just like you don't know how drunk you are, I guess. But so I don't drink a lot. I prefer smoking much more.
Yeah.
So I always say I prefer red eyes over a red face. 'Cause
For me, I don't like the taste of any type of alcohol. I don't like the taste of beer. I don't like the
No.
taste. I haven't found anything that I'm like, oh
No,
yeah, that
like-
shit really tastes good. So if I plan on drinking, it's legitimately to get drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. I'm not like I don't drink at
Yeah.
home on my own. I'm not like
It was an
enjoying
acquired
the
taste for me
flavor.
for beer. It took a while for me to actually.
the
I
first
used to-
beer I ever had was a Bud Light.
First beer I ever had was a Foster's.
A Bud Light though.
Foster's. What are you, Australian?
Just for beer.
But yeah, I think mine was the Tecate. My dad used to get those on Saturdays, just on
never got into
Saturdays
that
when
shit.
you get off of work. You put salt and lime on that shit, like on the rim.
Hey, look, if they're available, right, and it ain't no Modelo's, I'll drink a Tecate. I'll fuck with
If
it.
I ain't got no option, whatever the fuck is there, unless it's just something I really don't like do, I'm like, I'm good. But
What's the worst drink that you was like, nah, this ain't it at all? Have you ever had something like that Irkin jerk?
yeah, all
What's
brandy.
that?
I don't like brandy.
Paul
He
Masson.
said he hit it on
E&J.
point. Same thing.
Paul Masson.
Any brandy. I don't like Christian Brothers, Paul Masson, E&J. I don't like any brandy. It just it just puts me, it gives me this like twisted feeling in my stomach of like,
It make you feel dirty.
yeah, real shit. Honestly, he hit it right on the head. I don't like any brandy.
Presidente, I used to like that shit.
Is that a brandy?
That shit was good.
A brandy?
I'm not sure, but I know it is dark.
What kind of alcohols? Well, I know you said you didn't.
I like-
but then, like when you went, so tell us about your. I want to. It's a 2-part question. Of
So the first beer I drank would be a San Miguel because that's what we have in the Philippines.
That's what I was gonna-
You know,
that
these,
was what I was
Pilsen
getting
beer.
to.
And my dad's English, so he's super particular about beer. You know, so
What could
he,
you
like,
compare that to, like to
That's
something out
dope.
here?
It's they do sell it here, but it's stronger than what's a Pilsen like. Because a Bud Light is not, it's not like an IPA or
Miller
anything.
High
It's
Life?
like,
Yeah,
but it's
Pilsner.
strong, dude.
What
It's
do they
like
call
a
the,
pale Pilsen.
like not the what's it called? The pale ales and shit like that.
No, not at all. It's not an IPA. It's like a Pilsner.
So, because those weren't IPAs at Mario's show. I mean, I'm sure they probably had some there, but
They had
it actually was
Yeah,
good
they
because
had
I
good-
asked when I went up and I asked the guy if he had Modelo's, and he was like, "We have something. I got you like close to it."
What about,
and it was
like,
really good.
The shit that's like the Sam Adams and shit like that. Like what
Hell
was
yeah!
those?
Like
I like Sam Adams. The winter ales are really good.
They all have different. Yeah, they
you
got
be
different
fighting
seasonal.
niggas and fucking fat chicks in no time. Samuel Jackson.
It's my beer.
Ain't you seen none of my movies?
Drink.
Drink, nigga.
When was the last time you got blackout drunk, Cam?
Shit, man.
That's crazy. We like older
Probably
too,
my
so it's
birthday.
like,
Yeah.
Your birthday, you got blackout.
oh, he can't.
Yeah.
Cool ass Cam
Oh.
walked up on us and in the middle of his birthday was like, I gotta go home now. And dipped. He knew
No.
the
He
perfect
left his
time. It
cake.
was time for him to
He
go
left
home.
his cake at the bar, like at my job.
And I called or I texted him. I said,
He was
y'all
like,
go
"Yo,
ahead
yeah,
and
take
eat
that."
that.
Yeah.
Cut it up for me, y'all. Everybody at the bar.
And it was a wild. That was a
What were you
wild
drinking
night.
that night?
Everything.
I would, everything. But
Everything
it was.
under the sun.
I think I ate like a piece of a mushroom bar that day.
Oh, you was lit.
Oh, that's
And
I
I
had
see
all
him.
kind of shit.
I was surprised to see him. I'm at work, and I'm like, man, I missed this party, but I had to be at work because I had already took days off. And then I see him.
pulled
I
up on
see
you.
all of them pull up, and I'm like, and I had just gotten into like a little scuffle at work, and some shit
you
had
did
jumped
just-
off.
just throw
and so
somebody
I was
out.
like, my adrenaline. I'm like, I'm sweating still. I'm like, and then I look and I'm like, and I see all of them walking. I'm like, oh shit. So I kind of start coming down, and then I see him and my security partner. My homie's been a homie for years. I see these niggas like talking. No, I see first his girl as him like dude, like his brother works there. My other security, he used to work there. So they're like, hey, did you work at this other bar? And he's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden his brother walks up and I see Cam hug his brother. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how you know? He like, nigga, that's the homie. So it was just like, that shit was, that night was lit. And so I remember they were there for a good hour. And then I just didn't see Cam no more.
Yeah, he bought me shots.
He was still, Punch was still there.
He bought me shots, and that shit was like a wrap.
Yeah, that's what he's good for.
He bought, I think, 3 shots, Or he bought 4 shots.
He'll get them for you, period. If he knows it's your birthday, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He ain't going, because he was off.
He was like, yeah,
Like,
both
he
of
was
them
off.
for you.
Because he only came up there because he saw the cameras and he saw me like wrangle dudes up and get them. So he only came up there just to like, I saw some shit jump off.
But it was
so.
the Jaeger. That was the last
And
thing
that's
I
our
had.
drink.
And
That's
what
our
put me
drink.
over the edge.
That's what me and him.
That's
Me and him. But see, I tell people I didn't have the high school college experience. I didn't drink Jaeger till 2017.
See, we had the Bacardi
so I love it.
151. And
I was a
high
Bacardi
school.
kid. I was a Bacardi teenager.
And
Well, late teen.
I was a hypnotic teenager.
Wow. You was a liqueur ass nigga?
What?
We was
That's a
making
liqueur, nigga.
Incredible
It
Hulks
was
though.
Incredible Hulks.
We was
Because
making
you could do it with vodka or Hennessy.
Wait, what was Incredible?
Hypnotic and Hennessy
Oh,
mixed
okay.
together.
Yeah,
where it
because you
turned
could mix
green.
it with either vodka, and that was wait, which one? The Hulk was with Hennessy,
Sounds
right?
Hennessy, yeah.
And then when you mix Hypnotic with vodka, it was
What did it make you angry?
you just start
Hey,
flipping
yeah.
tables over.
I've
and
seen
shit.
plenty of homies get mad off that shit.
Yeah. See,
Hey,
it's the name.
Hey, real
I
shit.
seen niggas get mad off of Alizé.
I seen, but look, hey, my story with Hypnotic, it wasn't even me. It was with the homie Gonzo, R.I.P. And he kind of came over and had a whole day trip. And I think he was off maybe something else, but he had a big Hypnotic bottle with no other alcohol. And we were like, nigga, you ain't that drunk off of Hypnotic, but maybe because it's sugary, so that shit hits you.
It does, it hits you harder,
Like
yeah.
the sugary, like Screwball. I like Screwball, but I can do probably 4 Jaeger bombs and I'm perfect.
Yeah.
I do 2 Screwballs and I'm like, because it's the sugar in that shit has
Let me
you
tell
like,
you how irresponsible Foolish D was.
oh my, the
We-
stories of Derek.
We was probably 14 years old.
Oh, damn.
I was 14 years old, which means he was probably like 18. And it was
Nigga, Derek look younger than all of us.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm saying. And Derek pulled up. He had a white Pontiac, and that motherfucker was loud. And he pulled up.
So
and
this
he
is a
hopped
scene out of Joe Dirt, nigga.
And he hopped out and was sitting on the trunk, and he pulled out this bottle that was like this big of the Hypnotic. And he had everybody on that block. And everybody on that block was like anywhere from my age to 16. And we was just in there getting fucked up. He got everybody on that block fucked up to the point where kids was laying on front yards and shit. Like parents had to
This
come
nigga's a
out and be
terror
like,
to the
yeah.
neighborhood.
Parents is coming out like, what the fuck happened to my kid? Like he
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Somebody gave him that bottle and
The
he
fuck
said, I'm
did
going to
I
go
do
share it
wrong?
with all the
No,
homies.
no, this is what happened.
Wow, he came with the gummy worms.
This is what happened. He pulled up. He had a bottle of Hennessy as well, but the Hennessy broke in the trunk. So he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna sit here and just drink this Hypnotic
You gotta
with
rap-
y'all."
you gotta
And we
properly rap
kids,
that.
so we sitting out there fucked up, sitting on the curb looking like a bunch of bums. It was like that movie. It was like a scene from Kids. You remember the movie Kids?
Yeah, oh
It was
my God.
irresponsible as shit. Wasn't no AIDS going on. Like
Wasn't no AIDS going on.
You know,
Just the smoking and
just
and
the
drinking.
smoking and drinking part.
Wasn't no AIDS going on. This
Yeah, you gotta be specific because you know when you make a
because
general
kids
statement
was
like that, you
kids
gotta-
was like ground pole shifting. That was
Yeah,
like
it
that
was-
was like
It was disturbing.
that shit was very. And I was a kid. I was like,
Kid
I
made
was
you want to
outside.
skate, but then kind of not fuck.
Yeah,
You know what I
kids
mean?
was made you scared. Like I don't even want to kiss a bitch. Like
It made me not want to have kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like fuck out of here.
The ultimate.
But that shit's. I was like, we've shared some wild stories today. Well, we still got time though. We still got a little time. How much time we got?
We got 10 minutes.
Okay, so more into you. So how your trip? What caused you to just? Or you went back to the Philippines or went
my whole
to?
family lives there.
She said
Okay.
mental breakdown.
Yeah,
Because you said
I
you were
was
born in
there since-
Africa.
No, I was born in the Philippines.
Okay.
Moved to Africa for 5 years and then moved here.
Okay, so when you were
and
like
I
what, like
have-
6, 7?
Moved here.
Mm-hmm.
I moved here in this.
Wait, you're going too fast. What part of Africa?
Tanzania, Dar es
Oh
Salaam.
shit! You ever see any Tasmanian devil?
That's totally.
That's two different
completely-
places.
I know. I just was being. I'm being an asshole. I'm not stupid. I'm joking. It's a joke.
No.
I joke. I joke.
Tanzania is where a little mountain called Kilimanjaro is.
Oh, you was by Kilimanjaro and shit?
I have been to the base of it, and
Oh.
like safaris are. I would highly recommend safaris before the animals disappear.
You have
know?
like lions walk up on your Jeep before?
Yeah, but people would ask stupid questions. When I moved here, they'd be like, "Did you have a pet tiger?" And I'd be like, "But tigers are native to Asia."
India
or they'd be like, "Your
and Asia.
English
Well-
is so good. Where did you learn it?" They would always
But I
say
see-
adults too. would
And
be
it's like
"Your
this
English
thing I
is-"
feel like people in general, but especially non-people of color, have towards us. It's a lot of people, but it's more taken disrespectful when it's towards, I'll say like black people, but they do it to Asian people the most. And it's like, they'll see you and be like, so where are you from? Or like, bro, I grew up in Orange County, or I live down the fucking street. sometimes, I can be from there.
Nah, where you from?
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm
it's
from
like,
Irvine.
and I exactly
Like, where you
even if you are from where it is more, it might be more Asian people in Westminster or
the number one question I've been
Like,
asked is what are you? Like my whole life.
I've got
When
that
I
a
lived
lot.
in the South, because I lived in Asheville, North Carolina for a little bit.
Like,
and,
what does that mean?
They would
Like,
be
I
like,
get-
people would come, what
North
are you? And
Carolina.
I'd be
I
like,
get that.
human.
And it's
Pissed
weird
off.
because I'm like, obviously, I know I'm a
You know
little
what I
lighter,
mean?
but I'm a black guy. It's especially at when I worked at LAX, they'd be like, so what are you?
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be
a weird
like,
question to ask.
It's
a broad- it's a
what the
broad,
fuck do
like,
I look
I'm
like?
annoyed.
nigga? Yeah,
What do you
like
get mixed with? What do you get mixed with? What
like
people think
the
you are?
Dominican, Nicaraguan, because there was a bunch of Nicaraguans that I did work with that did look like we all looked the same.
Yeah.
Like these niggas look like my little brother and shit. And they talk, but they talk and have the strongest accent, barely speak English.
Right.
But they
Sure.
hair probably thicker than mine and
Yeah.
shit. So it's Panamanian. But Belizean, I got my grandfather was from my grandma's father came from Trinidad. So it's like and my dad is mixed with something I have no fucking idea, and I'm not doing no ancestry shit because I don't want the
Yeah,
DNA.
no, same,
I don't
but-
want
They
the
already got it.
DNA.
But
What you
both-
talking about?
They
Both
ain't got
my
that.
parents did it, so I'm already fucking.
You think?
Yeah,
And
no,
my
so I
uncle did
can't
it.
commit a crime, dude.
My
Because
uncle did it.
if your parents have done it, then they have your DNA already.
That's
you know.
insane.
Yeah, so
That's insane.
yeah, I get mistaken for Russian,
I can see that though.
Swedish.
Because no, there are
You probably
because
just
how
tall.
Asia
Yeah,
like Triple
yeah,
G, like the
5'11",
boxer
dude.
Triple G's from
Yeah.
Kazakhstan, and he looks like.
I
If
thought
you
that
see
was
him-
just for Borat. I didn't think that.
No,
was
that was a real play too.
So I saw him
But
box. I was like, oh,
if
that's a
you
real
look
fucking
at him,
place.
he looks kind of, but his mom fully, she's
Looks-
like Korean.
Yeah.
And his dad is like he has a twin brother who's his actual twin brother that looks way more Asian than him.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like
His
weird,
twin brother?
like
Yeah.
it's I don't know, most likely, but they have like the same hair. Like their profile is exactly the same, but his brother is like full Asian. So it's just I don't know, certain places, but you
Have
get that
the- yeah.
you get that a lot of the
I get that, and then I get like Tahitian, I guess, or like South.
What's that?
I have no. I mean, it's one of the.
I ain't never even
it's-
heard
it's
that.
an
You
island.
my nigga looked real puzzled. Dude,
I
like,
was
what's that?
Yeah, at
Because I
least-
thought she made a note. She was like,
That's a good joke that like racists have taught me geography because they come up to me and they're
Oh,
like, "What are you,
God.
Tahitian?"
You go home and you just
and I'm
Google,
like,
like, what
"Oh
the
shit!"
is
now
that supposed to be
I
like
know."
Tahiti? Maybe Tahiti?
No, it is
Yeah.
Tahiti. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought you meant
Yeah,
I
because
thought
I've
you
never
meant,
heard that at all.
Tahiti,
Like,
Tahiti.
that's, yeah.
But
But
I
I'm
just get Samoan. People think
Yeah,
I'm
because like
Yeah.
people think like
That's
Marco's
also a
like
cookie.
Samoan. I think when you're a big, but that's because Marco, the homie, the one I was just talking about, that he knows he's a big Mexican dude. I'm 6'5", he's 6'6". So they're like the same size, and
Yeah.
everybody like, where your Samoan homie at? And I'll be like, who? They'd be like, this other Samoan, the guard. I'm like, nigga, he Mexican. They be like, no, the Samoan nigga with the beard. Like, nigga, he's Mexican. Like, they
gonna correct you. His name is Carlos.
Yeah,
Yeah, that Samoan fool
like,
named
nigga,
Carlos.
bro. Like, he has even like because his brother looks more like Samoan too, though, than he does.
Yeah.
But even Samoans will be at the bar like, where the homie, where the oos at? And I'll be like, who? I'm thinking they talking about one of their homies.
You know how
why they
good it
get
feels
along.
for a Samoan to call you Oos? Do you know how good that shit feels?
Yeah, it
when
is.
I went to LBCC
Sully,
and played
Sully
football
or
with them,
Oos? What up, Sully?
when I went to LBCC and played football and we played with a bunch of Samoans, man, that shit was cool. You almost felt like you was from the gang a little
You
bit.
stand a
you
little
stand
taller,
bit
you
Because it is like, I feel like
Yeah.
me living out here, being from LA, but just now like knowing
Start
I
to eat white rice
having
with
a
shit you didn't
gang,
expect to eat
having
white rice with.
pork, just straight pork. Nigga. But like I feel like when straight pork, nigga.
Eat Spam.
But I feel like with a Samoan, if you fuck up with a Samoan, you got an enemy for life.
Yeah, nah.
But if you have a friend, a Samoan
Hell
friend,
yeah.
you have a real like
You have a real
friend for
homie, hell
fucking
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Like them niggas
They on
is
some real shit.
good people, like solid people.
I almost got
always.
put on their gang one time.
Man, you
It
probably
was-
would have had to go
I
through
was
the
like,
gauntlet,
I'm going
nigga.
home. Take me home.
Yeah.
I just want to be a
Nigga,
friend.
that's like becoming a Viking, nigga.
I just
You
want to be a
become
friend.
I thought we was gonna play video games.
Hey, real shit.
I thought we
We
was
were supposed to go to In-N-Out and kick it at the
This nigga
traffic
killed,
circle.
too.
We were supposed to do
I
none
was
of
just
this
here to
shit.
play Blitz,
Yeah,
nigga.
man.
I just came over to play Blitz.
Hawaiian barbecue.
Shit, next thing you know, I'm in the Hawaiian
L&L.
barbecue in the back.
L&L.
nigga, you said you had PlayStation over
That's
here.
it.
Yeah, oops, I'm ready for your
Game
put on.
box.
Oh, no.
Look, we just gonna court you on in the back real
Like,
quick.
man, can I get a walk on?
Oh, walk on. I know y'all. I know all y'all
I know
since I've been
y'all.
7. But and so, how long were you in the Philippines just now for this last trip?
I've been there since before Christmas, and I got back
Oh,
like
shit.
3 weeks
Before
ago
the
for
show?
that. Right, yeah, right
That's
before the show.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's-
my parents live there, and both my brothers live
Oh,
there.
so you're the only
I'm
person?
the only one here.
That's gotta be. It's gotta be a good and kind of shitty sometimes.
It's because I've spent like birthdays alone or like Christmases.
I mean, I
You
do
send
that.
those
My family's
boxes
here.
that the
But they
Philippines
buy, and I
Yeah, you be
100% my mom will be like,
sending them?
we need olive oil. You gotta send us some olive oil. My dad smokes pipes because he's super, British, so I have to buy him hella tins of tobacco, and then I have to send it to it.
He's like,
yeah, no, he is. He sits
Like a
there, but he
professor?
smokes in the house. Yeah, because he's just like,
That's
I'm old.
dope.
It's my
That is
house.
dope.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
That's all.
That's distinguished.
It's always like my stepdad smoked like cigars and shit, like very. And he got me like he was like, oh, go and look through the catalog. And
That ain't no Black and Mild motherfucker.
yeah, at all. Like nigga, a
It's like
six,
the kind you smell.
like
You know
six,
what I mean? Like,
a six
like
pack is
before.
like $75, $80 for six maybe, and those are the cheap ones. Like he got the wooden box that's like $150,
Humidor.
$160 for like 12
Humidor,
maybe.
yeah, you do.
Hey, humidor. You gotta put the little red at the end. This is my heavy Ortega. If you didn't know, when he get fly, that's Ortega.
When I get
right
dressed, I'm Ortega.
Yeah, that's like my Cuban. Any business, talk to Ortega.
A lineup and a fresh fit. I'm next thing you know, I'm Ortega.
I want to see it. Can we pull?
Next show.
Because the internet should be working.
Tune in next show.
Pull it up, Cam.
So like with how long have you been doing Comedy X? I know we get into it late before we get up. But
I've been doing it since the end of 2018.
Okay, I started early in 2019.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
It's been good.
It's been good
yeah,
for you.
But I've got to do it. I mean, I've had the opportunity to do it like in Asia and the Philippines, and then in England as well. And
That's super shit.
and
So
then
you
here.
international with it.
Exactly.
How do the different audiences react to comedy?
It's they like at least my like they because it's like I do like setup or premise setup punchline, so it's always like there's joke forms to it. In the Philippines, I do it in Taglish, which is like a version of Tagalog and English. But you do
Like
have
Spanglish.
to. Yeah,
It's like
you do.
Spanglish.
It
Taglish.
is. You do have to know
Taglish is
your
dope.
audience, though. But yeah, it depends. I guess what the room is. Sometimes the God stuff doesn't really work in the Philippines, like the abortion stuff.
Oh,
They're very,
hell
like-
no.
yeah, because they're very
They gonna
religious,
drag you the
right?
fuck
So
off
you don't
stage,
like
yeah.
you have to do it in
Manny
a smart
Pacquiao running
way.
that
Yeah.
motherfucker.
You
He
have
ain't
to-
letting that go down.
Like one girl was hilarious. She was like, Jesus doesn't, or God doesn't like it, or Jesus doesn't like it when you're loud, right? She's like, it's because that when he tries to cover his ears, he doesn't cover it because he's got the whole. So she made it, but it was on Tagalog, so like
Yeah.
that did well because people like. Or
That's
they're
funny. That's
but you
funny
can't
as
be like
fuck.
fuck the church, which is what you know what I mean.
You know
Like,
they-
yeah, like
They're
or
flesh
like
peddlers.
yeah,
She
yeah.
goes, which is about 3 minutes of my act.
That's crazy.
So you have
that's
to
a
like
funny
do it,
thing.
and you know what I mean. You have to like if you know that, then you change your jokes a little bit. So you like.
I want to. It's a subject, a topic that I didn't, and it just hit me. Do we have like? Can we go just a little bit longer? Just a little bit. How much longer?
How much longer do you?
Because I wanted to talk about the Chris Rock shit. The
Oh, yeah.
special.
I haven't seen
Because
it.
I
Have you
seen the
guys
shit
seen
you
it?
shared, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked that shit. That
Did
was
you
like
read the
real
whole
shit.
post?
I read.
Did you?
I
Because I got so much shit for that, dude. I got so much. Like people were like, "Why did you fucking post that?" And I'm like,
And this is what I wanted
it's
to
an
talk
opinion.
about as
It's
a
an
man
opinion.
and as a comedian. You can be.
It didn't-
It's a balance.
It didn't say he wasn't funny.
As a comedian, I look at him like you have the right to talk about it. Go in, do what the
Yeah.
fuck you gonna do. If it works, it works. As a man, it's like, okay, bro, you got slapped March 27th last year. It's almost a year later.
He did it in her hometown.
You
dude.
did it in her hometown. But what killed me is I read a comment, and I read a comment, and I saw two different things. People made this point, and it never hit me until I read it. And it said, till this day, this woman has never said this dude's name
she's been-
in anything negative for where he
She's
was
kept
always
his mouth out of her name,
in
right?
front
I mean,
of-
his name out of her mouth. Like-
And he's been making these jokes about her since 2016. And she's never been like, fuck bitch ass Chris Rock.
But listen,
this hoe ass nigga.
isn't
And that
it his
kinda,
thing
like,
as a
set me kinda,
comedian to
like-
talk about the shit that he goes
And
through?
that's what I said,
That's
though.
what
He's
he
allowed
said.
to
That's
talk
he's
about it.
allowed to.
But that's why I said, as a
but people are also
comedian-
allowed to
to criticize.
point
And
out
but that's why I just said
maybe
first,
bit
as
of
a
the-
comedian, I'd be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
To be like, that's fucked up. But
Yeah.
as me, as
And
my
it's a big
personal
paycheck to
opinion,
turn down, yeah.
as a man, it's like some sucker shit that you keep attacking this woman,
Yeah, use it
and
for
that's what
something
got you
else,
smacked in the
yeah.
fucking mouth. Will Smith never had a issue with you. He never brought you up at any point until you kept doing this shit in front of him. And what most men would have did,
Nigga, you disrespecting.
hit my
in
wife
front of national
in front
television.
of the
National
world,
tele-
not
yeah,
national,
yeah,
like
in an
the most
international
watched show probably
platform.
next to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
She's
and,
did you worse.
and also-
and you've been doing this for
She's
years.
did you
And-
worse.
no, but
Yeah,
also
exactly, and that was the point he made.
Also in front of of their peers, right? Because they're all
and
actors.
it's like you just
right?
and
So
you
doing
keep doing it.
Did you worse?
And but it's still she hasn't said, and I haven't said, why are we always the butt of your jokes? No other person does this
Because it's making me money.
And I
Because
said
attention.
that to myself because I went over this topic in my head yesterday, and I
good
said that to
material.
myself. I was like, nigga, because if it's
And
making me money,
he got a big payoff. for it,
Exactly.
dude. He got a
Like
big
whether you agree with how he feels about it or not. Like if you just judge the jokes on their own, like the
They're
jokes
funny.
was pretty
It's
good.
funny.
Like the jokes,
He
it wasn't his
just- he
best work,
just-
But I looked at it
people
if I-
don't like
Could've made other
people don't
jokes.
like the subject because of the whole
but if
personal
I
feelings that
ain't
people
watched
have
your
behind it
last two
anyways.
specials, why the fuck I'm gonna watch this one? Because you got smacked.
Yeah,
That's how I look at it. If I really didn't care about your last two specials, I'm not like, I gotta see what this nigga gonna say.
I watched
I
the
watch
last two
every
specials.
Dave
You're doing it
Chappelle
to see
special
what he's gonna
since I've been
say about
a
this
teenager.
Yeah.
I thought Dave Chappelle was the shit since like the late 90s, and I'm like, this nigga's funny. Before that's seeing Have Baked, the preview was like, I gotta go see this.
I gotta
Oh,
be
Dave
completely
Chappelle
honest
thing.
with you. I wasn't surprised at the reaction to his stand up.
Which one?
The last one that he put out.
Of course, yeah.
I wasn't surprised at it at all for the simple fact that his biggest audience isn't black anyways.
At all.
That's what-
And I found it weird
and
that
the-
he wore all white.
the audience that he did the special in front of was largely white.
Yeah,
And he
so
wore
it's
what
like-
comedians do
there-
you know that always wear?
A lot of
George
a
Carlin,
lot of people
everybody's-
a lot of black people who enjoy comedy, they're not a fan of his.
At all.
They'll recognize him as being one of the greats, but it's
Top,
never
like,
like
20.
oh, that's my personal favorite.
Some
He's
people
never
say
one of the-
top 20 of the last
Yeah.
40 years. I'll say
Do you
that.
know one of his jokes by heart?
Like I'm not scared of, but even his jokes that I know
OJ,
by heart,
difference, like, there's different ones.
even the jokes I know by heart now as an adult, I look at it as this is humor and it's funny, but it is something that a white person would really, the shit that Dave Chappelle said while he walked away from the Chappelle show because the cameraman was laughing too hard. He said it wasn't the fact he was laughing, it was how he was laughing and what he was laughing at, the way he was laughing.
Yeah.
And that's when you just said that the first joke that comes to the mind is niggas always talking about the media making them look bad. When I'm at the ATM, I ain't looking for the media, I'm looking for niggas. That's like the joke. That's my first joke,
Yeah. That's it.
But
That's
it
your
proves that he
go-to.
is a solid comedian because it's a joke that's burned in my head.
Setup, premise,
And
punch.
it's
a
burned
good
into my
joke,
head. And
but it's-
as a kid, and I said this, I literally had this conversation just with myself watching this shit the other day, and I'm like, as a kid, there were people that were hilarious to me. And maybe the other people they weren't. And then as I got older, they weren't funny anymore. There were people as a kid that weren't funny to me. And then as I got older, they're fucking greats.
Yeah.
And then there's people that were always fucking funny to me from the time I was a kid, like the Dave Chappelle, like they always hit no matter what. George Carlin,
Yeah.
whatever, they always did their thing. So I feel like Chris Rock is kind of in that you were funny to me as a child, as a teenager, and because of the faces and the hands, the little mouse hands. I still don't know what that is. And I don't like to make fun of him because I don't know if it's a disorder. But he straightens them sometimes. So it's not a disorder. Like he straightens them in movies. So I just looked at that but I just felt that was kind of like, I don't know, as a comedian, I can't be mad at it, but as a regular civilian, I hate when comedians say civilian. like they're like
That's a
war vets and
civilian,
shit. Like as a regular person, I just think it's kind of like, kind of.
You think it was trashy?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's what got you smacked in the first place, and you just do it again a year later.
Well, he wish a motherfucker would, these days.
Yeah.
He probably got a little
He got-
380. He got a little Dillinger from when he used to prostitute.
Like maybe, we're saying
On
he should
Fig.
just take more
On-
hits at
on
white
Fig.
people.
It all goes back to Fig.
See, he's like ready to be a comic. He just voted. He voted full. We've been talking about. I was like, he gonna give T.I. a run for his money. Like,
Oh, shit.
he coming up. I'm gonna take him to an open mic or something. Let him,
That's it.
because he be saying some
He's
shit
got
sometimes.
it.
Yeah, be rolling like, and he come full circle with shit.
You've never
On
tried
Fig.
it? You've never tried comedy?
Nah, I've never gotten up on stage to tell
You have
jokes.
the-
I've told jokes like, in a roast circle, shit like that, but that's as much confidence as I got. I don't know about getting out there.
And just going ham.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe,
And then because you feel that's what they told. What I was told my first show, they were like either you gonna get up there. It's one of three things. You either get up there and be like, this ain't for me. You get up there and be like, this shit is like, this is it. Or you get up there and like, okay, I got it, and I can keep going and get better.
Yeah.
And like when I got up there and I seen like I was like stumbling through my jokes. I didn't even have jokes. I'm talking about what happened. And then I see certain people like doing this and like laughing and like,
You're like,
and,
okay,
and, like
I-
hitting each other. Like, and I'm like,
I'm
oh
making
shit. Like, damn, that shit actually works. So it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
making people laugh.
And I see you do
Definitely
more
good.
sketches too. Because I didn't even realize when I scrolled your page, I seen there was shit I've seen you in before and didn't know that was you.
It was it was only stuff that I'd started doing recently with like 2 other people.
With Belico.
And
yeah.
Katrina,
We've
but-
had Belico on here before. as
Yeah,
well.
he's good people. Yeah.
Super cool.
Does he smoke though? He
No.
doesn't smoke. I
We had him here.
think
We
so.
were just
Yeah,
smoking.
yeah.
He was just here.
Yeah,
We call him
he's good
Baloney
people.
Salami. That's what me and homie Sting call him.
They
Baloney.
get
We
high
couldn't,
anyway.
we couldn't say his name at first.
I have a bit where like there's a video of me where because he keeps saying he's on stage he'll be like 5'11", I'm 5'11", but he would always do it when we're on shows together. He would leave before my set,
Oh.
so I'd always go up there and I'd be like, man, I really wish Baleko had hung around so he could really see what a true 5'11" looks like. So finally once I went right after him and I grabbed his hand to shake it and held onto it and did one of these and then I was like, just for comparison, like, and I made, which he
You
doesn't
sunned
hate
him.
me.
You
yeah,
sunned him.
because I was like, he keeps saying
New York-
5'11",
hey,
but
done.
like that's on the dating
In New
apps.
York, done.
Like,
They call that son in the nigga done. you son that nigga
he
done.
took it well though.
Yeah,
He
he's
was just
funny.
like I was.
But
like,
he does that too. He's done that on my show before, and he'd be like, he's 6'5".
Yeah, and
6'5".
he's like, I'm 5'11". He's
Yeah.
not. No. But he has a big heart. He's a
fucked
good people.
He's
He's
a
good
good dude,
people.
good
Yeah.
dude.
But he took it well. You know,
Baloney Salami.
we're still friends.
bologna
Follow
salami.
him.
That's what
He's
Stig
good
always
people.
call him. So he-
Baleko, yeah.
Valico, yeah. Shout out Valico Wisa Jr. I was like, I had to learn his whole name. But shit, it was a good
That's it.
show.
This was thank you for having me back.
We're
This
gonna
is
keep
great.
having you on. I
This
think
is-
you might be like, if you down,
I'm very down.
You might be
yeah.
like a
If I
weekly-
drove through snow last week, then I
yeah,
think.
it's like, I'm gonna pay you in.
No, in LA, you made
Yeah,
it.
it
We're
was
gonna
like,
pay
I
you in
think we're
pharmaceuticals and weed nuts.
No, and in
fuck-
chuckles. And in stores, I'm learning. I learned what sunning.
Son in there, New York.
You
done.
learned fig?
Hey, done. You learned what
Yeah.
congratulations.
I learned.
That
well,
was
yeah.
probably the most
I
important
learned,
lesson of the
which
day.
is like, I'm like, oh,
Back
God,
on
now
fig.
I don't hold a grudge because I've always held like since it happened, I held a grudge
like-
against.
she's sitting there
'cause
like,
I
what-
was
what about women?
That just like released you from
and
probably
no
so
wonder,
much.
No wonder they're like she's bleeding all over the backseat because they probably thought I had the HIV or some
Something.
shit. Like
No, nobody
you know,
want the HIV.
like yeah.
What the fuck is the
HIV.
Oh,
I didn't want to
didn't-
say that.
I ain't never.
didn't
That
wanna
shit
say-
sounded worse
I
than
don't wanna-
HIV.
no, the
AKA
HIV.
Super AIDS.
Oh,
You know?
God.
What is the hill?
Now you got it.
Nigga, you leaking everywhere. Like, what the fuck?
Well, now you know, and I'm teaching you guys stuff too. So, so have me back.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you
Thank
back.
you.
Thank you for coming.
And if you want to follow me, I'm just shout out my to Alix Brown on Instagram at AHHHLIX, like this with 3 H's in the middle.
You got a TikTok?
I do the real Alix at the real Alix, yeah.
With all the
That's
AHHH?
No, it's just my name at
Okay.
the real Alix, and then and then I have shows coming up. I have a show at the Fourth Wall on the 18th, and that's a really good lineup. Like Rachel Wolfson is headlining, and Frank Castillo
that's dope.
from Castillo from
I know.
Comedy Store, and
Yeah.
a bunch of people. And Pancho is throwing it. Malera, it's a
Probably
good
if
show.
I see him, maybe if I-
Yeah,
I'm not good
y'all
with
should
names a
come
lot.
out. Yeah. Anyway, but if you want to
Probably
see
got
me,
some fire ass tacos or something.
Poncho?
Nigga named
Poncho,
Poncho.
yeah. We'll
So
see.
some
I'll let you
ceviche
know.
is
I'll
to
let
die
you
for.
know.
Something, yeah.
The
ceviche.
ceviche is to die for. But yes, is that if anything
That's
else?
it.
That's it.
That's it.
Tony Grams. Follow me on IG at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS. I don't have any shows. I'm about to start doing the show back at Crow's Nest in probably 2 weeks. So follow the story and my page for the updates and anything else. That's about it.
That's about it.
That's about all.
Well, shit, you can follow me at I am DJ Punch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
It's the
the whole
gram.
Shabam Boo, baby. Start talking like I'm a baby.
It's
all
the
of a sudden.
ground.
Wham.
I like it.
Make sure you follow my podcast with Cool Ass Kim at the FMAD Podcast, and then make sure you follow Innovative Culture at innovative.culture.
Yeah.
Innovative.
The DJ Punch.
I'm cool as Cam, and I just talk shit and laugh with my homies.
Want to talk some shit?
Yeah. Call
Just
now.
talking shit. I love it.
I'm telling you, man, we gonna do one of those. We gonna
Nigga,
put
you
one
got
of
some
those
nerve,
together.
Shabbat.
Yeah.
You got some nerve, Shabbat.
Getting at me, coming at me and my Jewish niggas.
Oh my
That
god,
shit was cold.
That's a, it's a classic. Now that's a classic. when you can watch it for the first time and it's literally
yeah.
it's burned. It's
But I
it's
watched it
plastic.
like 100 times. That's
Exactly.
when I watched it for the first
saw
time.
And I don't know why I didn't
sent it to,
show
like,
that
5
to y'all
people.
sooner. I don't know why I didn't show it to them sooner because
Yeah.
it's just it's like a forgotten gem. It's like I've watched that for years. Like, and the father went, oh, please, God, please.
All right, can I tell them where to find me?
Oh,
at?
my bad.
All right.
We still going.
COOLAZZCAM. Tap in everywhere. Innovative Culture, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture and subscribe. Hit that button and subscribe to our shit. Like y'all can do that. Just hit the button.
Y'all can do that.
Yeah, you know,
Don't be a
y'all
bunch of
watching.
bitches.
We see who watching and who not subscribed. So just hit subscribe
Oh,
while
God.
you watching.
I'm gonna start subscribing to niggas' phone, niggas' phones. Like when I'm like, hey, look at my podcast. Let me see your phone.
You
And
should
just
do
like,
that.
I got a homie that do that with his.
Then you can just
mixtapes.
watch all the shits all the time whenever they
Updates.
drop.
When you see
feel
your
me?
boy, you see your girl,
It's
you see
easy.
your boy, your homie.
One of us gonna be in the thumbnail.
You're gonna
So-
be like, oh, is that Cam on my? And that make you feel good when you see your homie like on on some shit.
I like
some digital
when I
type
make
shit.
like the shorts and you see random shorts from the homies like in your YouTube. Like, oh shit.
It make you feel like I'll be like, cause I'll be forgetting. I'll be like, damn, let me go like. I like shit on the IG. Like, let me go like everything on the YouTube. So, yeah,
All right, y'all, we out of here. Peace.
innovative comedy.
Innovative.